Repat Diaries.
How you guys doing today?
So this week we are doing another Keeping It Real video, Keeping It Real part dos. And we're actually talking about doing business on the continent and what that looks like realistically. So before we get into business, let's just talk about what we did this week that was fun and interesting. This week we actually celebrated Children's Day at DJ's school, and I thought it was pretty exciting.
The event was good. We actually got a chance to go to DJ's school and see the kids do different performances. I think they did judo. The little kids kind of pulling back and forth at each other, not really knowing what they were doing, but they were trying.
Yeah.
What else? They also did a traditional dance and drums, and we also got a chance to see the hip hop class. I think DJ said he wants to be a part of that next month.
All right.
Next term. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they were doing the type of dances he liked doing, because DJ liked the break dance and all on the floor, all that stuff. And the most interesting thing to me was they were talking about the children's rights. So they were talking about how the United Nations and all these different countries signed this treaty, and they've been teaching the kids about their rights. The right to play, the right to have someone love you, the right to, it went on. It was something that DJ's been learning in school, and he's been coming home telling us about.
All his rights.
All his rights. And so, you know, he's just telling us so much about how he loves to hear that he has a right to education, the right to have food, the right to have shelter, and things of that nature. Which I think he should have already knew that by now, but he's informing us.
Guess we're not doing our jobs very well.
We also bought a car this week.
Thank you, Black Jesus.
I think I was kind of forced into that one. I had my arm twisted, but we bought a car.
I mean, public transportation is fine for a while, but when you have multiple things to do in a day and you're constantly paying somebody out, that's money that you could be putting in a gas tank, and you know, having people waiting around on you when you finish doing what you need to do, like it gets old quick.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
It got expensive.
It got expensive. That's the reality.
It got expensive, and for what we were paying to go here, there, and run all these errands, it just made sense to buy the car, put some gas in the tank, and be able to do as we please.
Do what we needed to do. And to wrap the week up, we had a chance to go to the Made in Rwanda Expo.
Yes, some of our friends were actually presenting there, so we went there and we hung out with them for a little while. They are creating a sports line here in Rwanda, and so it was basically a big flea market.
No, it wasn't. It was like a showcase.
It was a showcase.
It was a showcase of all of the things that are currently being made and manufactured here in Rwanda. It was pretty cool. I mean, everything from home decor all the way to Rwanda's own motorcycles. I thought that was pretty cool.
And they were making solar panels and all this other stuff.
Furniture. It was everything.
So it was an interesting time, and we got to hang out there and eat some potatoes, some grilled potatoes and mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah, because they was barbecuing too.
But, you know, we don't eat meat, so.
Yeah. So, keeping it real part 2, doing business on the continent, specifically here in Rwanda, and what that looks like.
It's rough. No, it's rough. We've been studying how to do business since we've been traveling here. We've heard different stories about how people take all day doing things, or how it takes a month to get things done. It's just the African way. And so it can be a bit frustrating, but 3 things that we've learned since we've been here. 1, people are not going to be on time.
Yeah, like you know, the whole like CPT thing that we joke about in America. No, that's real. That's real. I mean, I'm starting to think it's kind of like engraved in our DNA. So it's best, like, if you have a meeting at 1 o'clock, tell them the meeting's at 11. Everybody will be on time.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Some people don't even call if they're not going to show up.
They just don't show up.
They just don't show up.
Yeah.
So that's rough. 2, people don't return emails.
Yeah, emails are not a thing. Continental Africans love face-to-face interactions, but
Yes.
I'm all about that. I think it's great. We spend a lot of time in hotel lobbies and or restaurants, and it's informal meetings that still are meetings, but they don't do like phone calls, emails. In our experience, that just has not been the case.
It might be different somewhere else.
It might be different somewhere else, but in our experience, nope. Meet me at such and such restaurant. We're gonna have a few drinks. We're probably gonna eat. We're gonna do all of that before we actually start the meeting, because that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, so you got to be social here.
Yeah, be social.
You're gonna be social.
To be social, to do business.
Yes.
To do business, you got to be social.
Exactly. Number 3, the money that you feel like might make a big difference in doing business might not be enough money to do business.
I would suggest start small and scale. Whatever it is that you have conjured up or dreamed up in your mind, try to find out how you can start very, 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 very small, and just scale it over time. Which, I mean, that would be smart business practice,
yes.
no matter where you are.
The realistic viewpoint here is that if you're not doing things collectively here, you're not going to be doing big business. You're probably going to be doing small business, which is fine. Obviously, you're trying to make a living. So if you can come here and you can actually start something where you don't have to import things, and you can source things locally, and you can work with somebody who actually has some money to put in, then you can probably do some things here. But I'm starting to notice in Africa, $15,000 to $20,000 when it comes to doing business does not really get you far.
It can, but again, like I said, start small and scale. That is a decent amount of money, and depending on how you do business, you can do a lot with that. It can go a long way. But if you are trying to do like grandiose type of business practices, try to get together with some other people and pool your resources. Collective economics works, and it's actually it's a better way of doing things, so that you're not exhausting all of your funds by yourself, because you'll be broke before you know it, and then you won't be doing any business. So yeah.
So number 4, and this brings me straight into what Myra was just talking about. When we come here, we're the money. They look at us as the money.
Yeah.
If you join any partnership, they expect for you to bring the money.
Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part, depending on what you're doing. And that's fine, because like in our situation, it's probably going to be like, we'll be the monetary equity, and then the partnership will be the land equity.
Yes.
Which is fine, you know. Of course, we're going into agriculture, so that makes sense. But just be mindful, if you're partnering with a local, that you might find yourself in a situation where you are looked at as the money, and you're bringing the majority of it, if not all of it. So have your coins in place and your ducks in a row.
Yes, and make sure you do your research. And I say do your research only because there are ways to get around having to fund things out of your own pocket.
Very true.
Here in Africa, it's much like the early days in the United States when they were giving out loans. There are grants. There are all kind of funding,
which we will be seeking out.
Yes, and so you have to take advantage of those. Get your grant writer if you have to. Get people on your team that can actually get you some money to do the things that you want to do.
Yep. And so the keeping it real moment, I think, is just be ready to do business the exact opposite way we do business in America.
Oh yeah.
Just, this is a different landscape, and that's okay. Just when you get here, figure out how to work the landscape.
Yes.
And you'll be fine.
Exactly. And so the last thing we want to say before we let you guys go, you definitely have to be resilient here.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have a lot of ups and downs. Things are not going to go accordingly.
Yeah.
Things are going to go differently because I'm just going to be honest. Africans think a lot differently than we do. They do things a lot differently than we do, and so we have to kind of scale back our expectations and our way of doing things and allow things to function the way they function here, and kind of roll with the punches. So you're gonna have to be tough-skinned. You're gonna have to be flexible. You're gonna have to not be intolerant and get upset and angry and all those things that we typically do in the States when people don't do the things that we want them to do.
Again, thank you guys so much for joining in with us every week, and we're going to continue to bring you videos about life in Rwanda, life in Africa, and how things are working out for the Parks family.
Yes, so we thank you. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.